Every trader wants to trade a gold scalping robot, but it's really challenging to find profitable ones. I've tested many gold EAs and most of them weren't profitable, but I found 3 that are profitable in my live accounts. Number 1, Happy Gold Scalping robot, and I have it on a live account, and luckily at the time of recording the video there is a setup with the pending order, so I'll explain exactly how it works. So in this 1k live account I've made $450, or that's about 45%. If I show you all of the trades, you will see that right in here we have a withdrawal. There is another withdrawal in this account. As you know, I request withdrawals from my live accounts once I reach 20%, and you will notice that most of the trades are profitable. There is no grid martingale, just scalping trades, and some of them last just for a few seconds. You can see, for example, this trade over here that opened 3 seconds after 4:33 p.m. and it closed 8 seconds after 4:33 p.m. And we've seen trades that last just a second, but if I show you now the pending orders, you will see that we have a sell stop below the current price. This is the sell stop, and we have a buy stop above the current price. So the EA detects this range and it places automatically these pending orders. If the price goes up, it will execute the buy stop, and there is a take profit and there is a stop loss, but the stop loss is trailing, which means that once the price goes up, it breaks the range, it will immediately start trailing the stop loss behind the price. The opposite thing applies on the short side. If the price drops down to here, it will enter into a short trade. Immediately the trailing stop loss will get closer to the current price and it will either reach the take profit or the stop loss. Of course, when we trade scalping robots, there will be losing trades. That's inevitable, but let me show you the track record so you'll see exactly what's the performance. At this account I've been running for over 270 days. So this is a drop, a losing trade. This is a withdrawal. You can notice that because the net deposit also drops. This is another withdrawal, and recently we had also a losing trade. If I switch to cumulative profit, which will eliminate the withdrawals, you will see what is the performance. Overall, it's a profitable expert advisor. I'm actually very happy with it because it makes 4.4% a month, which is just great results. It's 2 times more than my minimum target of 2% a month, and it's not using any type of grid martingale system, just scalping the gold. At number 2, we have the dark gold, and I will search for it on our website. You will see that we have 2 live accounts, a $1,000 live account we've been running for over 200 days, and a new account with IC Markets, 3k account, and this one's been running just around 1 month, and it already made nearly 3% or 2.5 average monthly profit, which is great. Let me show you the longer track record. You will see what a balanced line we have, and what's more interesting is if I switch to the equity, it displays just the same as with the balance, which means that there are no drawdowns. That's nearly unbelievable for the dark gold, but it is what it is. That's why we've decided to put it on a bigger account, 3k account with IC Markets, where the trading conditions are even better, so we expect bigger profits. You can see that there is no drawdown really, and when I say better trading conditions, I mean that we have negotiated for myself, my team, all of our subscribers, lower spreads. So if you decide to trade a live account, you will get a discount on the spreads. I'll leave the links down below in the description, but the thing here is to make this expert advisor act as a scalper, we have removed the martingale part, so it is trading fixed grid. So you can see that on the 12th of December, for example, at 1 a.m. in the morning, there was a long trade with 0.05, then a second trade that opened 58 minutes later, and a third trade that opened at 3 a.m. in the morning, and all of those trades closed at the same time. A little bit later, 7:28 in the morning, and you can see that there were losses, but the last trade recovered some of the losses. And actually there was a fourth trade at 7 o'clock. Yeah, that one closed also at the same time, and it brought bigger profit that recovered those losses. So it's acting like a scalper. There are recovery trades, but with the same lot, no martingale, which doesn't bring higher risk in the account. And this is actually very affordable expert advisor from the dark EAs. The price, the last time I saw it was around the $200. Let me check what's the current price actually. If I scroll a little bit lower, we'll see that, yeah, it's $200 for 5 flexible licenses, which I believe is enough, and 10 flexible licenses cost $300. And if I scroll a little bit higher, we'll see this performance from the vendor that is really impressive. Most of the times I'm very skeptical when I see such a performance, but the thing is, I see something very similar in my account. The drawdown with the vendor reached nearly 7%, but the growth is nearly 3,300%, which is just unbelievable. But let's see how it will perform in our accounts. At number 3 we have the Prime Scalper. This is a relatively new expert advisor we are trading, just 21 days old. Actually we traded it a little bit longer, but after a restart of the VPS we lost the track record, and so there was one trade actually that opened, and because the platform was off, it didn't hit the stop loss but made a bigger loss, so we restarted the account. That's why the old account is not visible, guys. Here is the new track record. You can see that it acts exactly as a scalping expert advisor. If I show you the closed orders, you will see that we traded obviously with 0.01 in this small $200 account with IC markets, and there is no grid, no martingale, nothing. A pure scalping gold expert advisor. And this one we found on Meet Algo, which is a very interesting website actually. You can see that here it clearly shows another breakout system, and that's something I've discussed with one of the vendors recently, that when it comes to gold scalping expert advisors, the only profitable ones we've seen are those that use breakout strategy, and that's exactly what we have in here. This expert advisor is even more affordable, $99. So Marin from the team started testing it, and you can see the trades on the chart. Exactly a scalping robot that is waiting probably to break the recent low. A short trade immediately closed. Here we have a break of this recent low, a short trade immediately closed, another break of the low, short trade immediately closed. Really scalping the gold very quickly. If I show you the history, you can see how long the trades last. For example, this one was less than a minute, and if you look above at all of the trades, you will see that they open and close very quickly. 3 seconds trade in here. Obviously there is a losing trade. As I said, with the scalping robots there will be always a losing trade, but at the end of the day, if the expert advisor is profitable, we're happy to trade it. And of course, first we always start with a small account. If we're happy with the results, we will put it on a bigger account. The settings of this expert advisor are really a lot, I can say. You can notice how many inputs there are, which allows a lot of customization. But what we did actually is just to download the set files from the vendor and to use those in our accounts, because we believe the vendors know their EA is the best. Of course, we always test other demos, small live, and then we put it on a bigger live account. I'll leave all the links down below in the description, guys. And before you go, make sure you check out this video on my site to learn more about the one of the expert advisors I mentioned today. As always, trade safe, don't forget I love you, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.